Did you know that during a single commercial flight, a pilot can make dozens of critical decisions, often in less than a minute each? In fact, studies suggest that roughly half of all aviation incidents can be traced back, at least in part, to choices made under high stress. These split-second judgments aren't just about flying straight and level. They hinge on psychology, training, and a delicate balance between confidence and caution. It's a reality that might surprise anyone who's ever settled into an airplane seat, trusting the professionals in the cockpit. Today, we're delving into the fascinating world of pilot psychology and the hidden factors that guide every move they make. From everyday flight checks to high-pressure emergencies, pilots navigate a maze of mental processes that can ultimately mean the difference between a routine landing and an emergency situation. Understanding this inner world doesn't just make for an interesting story, it can also shed light on why safety procedures exist and how air travel remains one of the safest forms of transportation. Imagine being tasked with guiding a multi-million-dollar aircraft, carrying hundreds of passengers through unpredictable skies, sometimes in mere seconds. Pilots face constant time pressure from takeoff to touchdown. Weather changes can roll in unexpectedly, mechanical warnings might flash across the dashboard, and unforeseen human factors, like a co-pilot's stress level, can add layers of complexity. Fatigue becomes an ever-present enemy. A pilot near the end of a long shift must still maintain razor-sharp focus. Then there's the mental load, scanning instruments, communicating with air traffic control, and double-checking procedures while staying alert for any subtle sign that something's amiss. These challenges add up, creating an environment where even small errors can have oversized consequences. Yet pilots don't just survive these conditions, they're trained to thrive under them, turning extreme pressure into methodical problem-solving. At the heart of this problem lies the human mind with all its strengths and vulnerabilities. Cognitive biases often creep in, influencing decisions without pilots even realizing it. Confirmation bias, for instance, might lead someone to interpret cockpit data in a way that matches their preconceived notions, potentially overlooking critical discrepancies. Group dynamics in a multi-pilot environment can also push co-pilots to stay silent when they sense an error, out of fear of challenging a more experienced captain. Training programs aim to combat these pitfalls by drilling standardized procedures and encouraging open communication, part of a concept known as crew resource management. Pilots learn to check one another's judgments, ensuring that what one might overlook, another will catch. This rigorous teamwork helps counter our natural psychological blind spots. One standout example of high-stakes decision-making came from a pilot who was forced to land a passenger jet in the middle of a river after both engines were compromised by bird strikes. While most people know the broad outline of the story, the finer details of the cockpit conversation reveal how quickly and confidently decisions had to be made. In less than 4 minutes, the captain and co-pilot evaluated multiple airport options for an emergency landing. They quickly realized they couldn't make it to any runway without risking a catastrophic outcome. Acting on training and instincts, they decided to glide toward the water. That choice sounded shocking at first, but it ultimately saved every life on board. It was a classic example of how thorough preparation and steady focus can turn a potential disaster into a survival story. These moments underscore a deeper truth. Successful pilot decisions rely on a constant interplay between data interpretation and intuitive judgment. Modern cockpits are brimming with advanced avionics, yet the human element remains pivotal. Pilots must judge whether to trust an automated system or take manual control, especially when sensors or computer readouts could be affected by environmental conditions. Training scenarios often include simulations of technical glitches, like inaccurate speed readings in poor weather, to hone a pilot's ability to trust both instruments and instincts. This blend of technology and psychology means that every takeoff, flight, and landing is a performance piece, where situational awareness and an ability to adapt reign supreme. Before a pilot even steps into an airplane, countless hours go into perfecting techniques for handling emergencies that most travelers hope will never happen. From engine failures to sudden decompression, the training syllabi push the human mind to accept and adapt to unpredictable threats. Through repetition and scenario-based learning, pilots develop mental muscle memory, allowing them to react with composure even when adrenaline is surging. Yet, as robust as this preparation is, human nature remains a wild card. Fears, personal stressors, or even overconfidence can tilt decisions in unexpected ways. That's why ongoing assessments, recurrent training, and psychological evaluations are essential. Aviation authorities recognize that keeping a pilot's mindset sharp is as important as maintaining the airplane itself. Psychologists and aviation experts continue to explore how to enhance pilot decision-making processes. Advanced flight simulators now incorporate virtual reality to test pilots' reactions to turbulence, rapid depressurization, and system malfunctions simultaneously. Some research even examines the benefits of mindfulness techniques, suggesting that being more present and aware in the moment helps pilots manage stress and avoid tunnel vision. Meanwhile, new cockpit interfaces aim to highlight critical data more clearly, reducing information overload. As airplanes become more technologically complex, striking the right balance between automated aids and human judgment becomes a major focus for airlines and manufacturers alike. All of these factors, stress, biases, training, technological aids, and sheer human will, come together to shape the surprising psychology behind pilot decisions. Every flight is a complex dance of mental reflexes and grounded expertise, designed to keep air travel as safe as it is today. By shining a light on the hidden layers of pilot thought processes, we gain a richer appreciation for what happens in that cockpit and why aviation remains one of the marvels of modern transportation. If you've ever wondered how these vital decisions unfold at 30,000 feet, now's your chance to share your thoughts. Do you think automation makes things easier, or could it cause over-reliance in a crisis? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're eager to learn more about the human factors that keep planes in the air, don't miss our next video on deeper aspects of aviation psychology. Thanks for watching and stay curious.